Hello and welcome back to Ant Holleufer. Last week I ended the video by showing the laziest nighter colony, which have gotten these sponge things that don't know what they are called in English. You can see a clip of them here. It's these yellow things. It's from a dead bug that they didn't take out of the nest when it died. And to be honest, I don't know what to do. I panicked a little bit. I went to social media and they all said, most of them said, just let the ants do what the ants do best, survive. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do anything. And that also means that's a very boring video. So then I start off the Camponotus Vegas. And that's the ant colony we're following today. The Camponotus Vegas colony is now up to 8 workers at the time of recording, and now 9 at the time of this video comes out. They are very calm ants as long as you don't disturb them. As soon as you just disturb them a little bit, like touching the glass they are in the test tube, or moving something around them like the camera, tripod, they go completely crazy. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how they feel it. I don't know if they feel it in the ground or something, or can hear me or see me. I know ants have very poor vision, but as soon as I start recording, they go, almost every time they go completely crazy when I set up the tripod and start recording. They don't really care about the light, and even when I take the tinfoil away from them here, they don't care that much. But as soon as I start touching my tripod and moving it around, it's a bit noisy, and then they just go completely crazy. But else they are very calm ants, you can see here. But I decided to move them from this cotton wool ball you saw at the top and down to this down here, this tubing here, because I had a very poor vision of the ants, at least at the recording time. But the ants, as I said before, they go completely crazy if you touch them. So of course they were completely crazy now. And to make matters worse, I saw this fly around, so I decided I would kill it. It's just the nerves that's making it move. And here you can see the first times the workers meet it. Again, this is a few minutes after they have been moved, so they are still very scared and ready to explore the new area, and also scared. So yeah, you can see here the first workers meeting this fly. Two quicks attack, and then she noticed that the fly doesn't fight back. Then she started, I don't know if she's biting it. To be honest, I don't really know how Camponotus are dangerous. I know they bite a little bit. I haven't been bitten myself, but I don't really know if that's their attack to bite. I haven't really been able to read anything of that online, so if you know, it would be very great if you put it in the comments below. But you can see her working with this fly, trying to get it the way she wants it to go. And finally she gets it into the tubing and down towards the nest. But on the way back she meets this other worker, which again goes completely crazy because this first worker has just brought pre-killed animals just inside the tube, which they haven't done before. You can also see the fly moved a little bit there. And again, very scared after and very paranoid after being moved. So yeah, I was a bit scared that what was going to happen now, whether they're going to take it into the queen or just lay it here. And then this worker just started pulling it back into the queen and back into the in with the queen. So here you can see that they have taken the fly into the queen chamber. And I got a bit curious, so I decided I would remove the tinfoil to be able to see what the queen was doing. That's what I'm doing here. And this fly slowly moved over to the queen, and as you can see, they were very scared because they have taken this almost alive ant fly into the ant nest, and they are very scared. You can see how they run around, and then this queen tried to sting it or something. She almost hits another worker, and the workers sting it, and they go completely crazy over this. And I was just recording this and wondering, oh no, please don't destroy the brood and stress the queen too much out. I didn't know why they took that alive fly into their nest. Again, you can see here the queen was very scared, just as far back as she could be. And some other workers were out foraging, so I decided I would record them while to hope they would come a bit down. And I saw this worker walking around, and I just decided I would record her because see what happened. And she walked into the chamber, and that was the queen. And now just completely panicked. I got flashback from last week with the Mesobarbarians, and I just panicked and put the tinfoil back on top, and hopefully the queen would move in again. And I took a minute's break to relax and think what was just happening here. This queen was just on the way out, and just gave the ants a few minutes and just observed them without disturbing them at all. Then a few minutes later decided I would check what they had done with the fly, because I didn't really know what they have done since they were close to moving out. But they just left it here and just almost forgot about it, maybe, I don't know. And again you can see how their mandibles are open, that they're ready to attack, at least this worker here. At least they look very scary. I don't know if this is just how they look, but they look like they're very scared and ready to attack. So I put the tinfoil back and decided I would give them a break. And as soon as I did that, a worker decided that the fly had to go outside and put it outside and maybe try to kill it once again or lay it somewhere. I wasn't really sure what she was doing, but at the end she took it back into the nest once again, which was very confusing to me. And I decided, you know what, it was evening and I would just go to bed. But right before I got to bed, I saw this giant spider walk around, and I decided, you know what, let's give the spider to them as well. But it was late, so I thought that maybe the same thing would happen. But here you can see the day after how the spider is. It's only the legs that's remaining of the spider. They have eaten the whole body, so I guess they did like the spider. But you can still see here they are 2 workers here at the nest entrance. Normally there are only 1 worker at the nest entrance, and that's also a thing I found very peculiar, that they always have 1 worker walking around guarding the nest. Or not walking around. You can see this is a video. That's not as this is not a picture. This is a video. You can also see the worker moving here. They have a worker standing like here almost 24/7. Anytime I come look at them, there's a worker here guarding the door. That's also just to show how paranoid they are and protective they are of their colony. But again, she's very calm here, because I don't disturb them. And here you can just see maybe the same worker walking around. And yeah, these ants are very nice to keep actually. It's very nice to, you can really see them because of their size. They are huge. And also, I like watching them, and there haven't really been too much problems with them, except for when you try to look at them and they get a bit scared. But it's nothing like the Mesobarbarians. They go completely crazy when you look at them. But I've only had one problem, one escapee. Funny story, she was just standing right beside the test tube. I counted workers. I counted 8 workers and thought, oh no, where's the last? Couldn't find her. And then I realized she was standing right next to the test tube, outside her nest. Outside, just on the table. Luckily it was very easy to get her in again. But I'm still not sure how she got out there. So I updated the protection layer around the nest, around the outworld, and hoped that was the problem. But yeah, they are very nice ants to keep. You can see here, that's a earlier mealworm that they have taken over there. Some trash they had inside their nest at one time. And yeah, they really love their sugar. They're not so interested in honey, but they really love their... they're not interested in bugs, I'm sorry. But they really love their honey. I haven't given them sugar water yet, but I'll make sure to record them when I finally do. But here once again you can just see the queen. I'm a bit concerned that they don't have enough room inside of this test tube. Not the workers, but the queen. So I'm thinking of moving her into a bigger nest, but the problem is the next nest I have is a very big nest for such a small colony, and I don't want the same thing to happen to them that happened to the Laceus niger. So I'm a bit confused, and it would be very nice if you would write in the comments what you think, but because it's a bit too big for them. But again, she can't really fit in here, so write in the comments what you would like to see, me moving her or just staying here. And yeah guys, that has been it for this week's video. I post them almost daily on Instagram about the ants and just YouTube stuff. So if you have Instagram, feel free to follow me over there at Ant Holleufer. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.